Tage Thompson is an absolute terror. In just his 6th season in the NHL, TNT is making some of the best defensemen on the planet look like they're 5-year-olds trying to stop full-time NHLers. It's just not fair what Tage Thompson can do. In today's video, we will be discussing how Tage has become one of the best players in the NHL, and how his road to stardom hasn't been as smooth as you would expect for the Buffalo big man. Tage Thompson was born in Phoenix, Arizona on October 30th, 1997. He played his way up through the US National Development Team alongside other big-name players like Austin Matthews, Matthew Tkachuk, and Clayton Keller before committing to the University of Connecticut in his draft-eligible season. There's no question that Tage went to UConn to get the best opportunity to play ice time-wise while also trying to grow a smaller NCAA team's hockey program. After putting up 32 points in his first 36 NCAA games, Tage Thompson would be selected in the first round of the 2016 NHL entry draft, 26th overall, by the St. Louis Blues. Thompson would go back to UConn for one more season, scoring 32 points in just 34 games. On July 1st, 2018, just 2 years after being drafted and playing just one stint in the NHL with the St. Louis Blues, Tage Thompson would be traded along with 4 other assets to the Buffalo Sabres in the Ryan O'Reilly trade. While initially this trade looked lopsided since Thompson did not break out immediately after the change of scenery, and the St. Louis Blues went on to win the Stanley Cup the next year, many thought Buffalo's management had been fleeced. But as Tage Thompson and the other assets in this trade have developed, this trade is looking much more even, if not even in Buffalo's favor, as Thompson looks like a franchise center, and Ryan Johnson, who was one of the picks in this deal, has become one of Buffalo's better defensive prospects. Standing at 6'6", 220 pounds, Tage Thompson is an absolute unit. This size and length, coupled with a filthy set of hands, allows him to dangle around any defenders to create highlight reel goals on a game-to-game basis. Add a borderline Ovechkin-level cannon of a one-timer to this, and you get what many people like to call a unicorn. This is because, with his unlikely and rare skill set combination, Tage Thompson is one of the hardest individuals to defend in the entire NHL. Thompson also possesses the vision and awareness to read the play and determine when he has time and space to hold on to the puck versus feed it off to a teammate, making him ultra effective on the offensive possessions. Even though Thompson was initially drafted by the St. Louis Blues, the change of scenery in the Ryan O'Reilly trade has paid ultimate dividends for the Buffalo Sabres, as well as Tage Thompson. At the moment, things are looking great for Buffalo as multiple players on their roster, including Tage, are having incredible breakout years. Couple this with the belief in the team conveyed through head coach Don Granato, and the Buffalo Sabres look like they could even make a run for the playoffs this season. Thompson could not be in a better environment, as the pressure to perform from the fan base is not resting as heavily on his shoulders as other stars like Eichel had to deal with in the past. When analyzing how far Tage Thompson can go when it comes to being a premier player in the best hockey league in the world, I think he has one of the most unique opportunities out of any NHL player today. At just 25 years old, Thompson still has a few more years before he truly reaches his prime. While I don't think Thompson will ever surpass the level of players like Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby, I do think he can be a top 3 to 5 player in the league for many years to come. The only thing I worry about with a player like Thompson is lower body injuries based on his height. So fingers crossed and best wishes towards Tage Thompson having a healthy and successful career ahead. Thompson has quickly become one of the league's most dynamic forwards and is on pace for a top 5 finish in league scoring this season. But things weren't always this way for the Buffalo Star. To put things into perspective, after Thompson had broken into the league as a full-time NHL player in 2021-22, reports began to surface that in the season before, when Thompson only scored 14 points throughout 38 NHL games that the Sabres were having doubts about their future number one center. The Sabres did end up putting Thompson on the block and were in discussions with an NHL team that was interested in acquiring him during this time. Although this team has never been disclosed, said club was not even willing to offer a 5th round pick for Tage. Now hindsight is 2020, but my God, the team that missed on trading for Thompson must be absolutely kicking themselves today after watching what Thompson has turned into. But props to the Buffalo Sabres organization for displaying outstanding patience while nurturing and developing their future superstar in Tage Thompson. So what do you guys think? Is Tage Thompson already a top 5 player in the NHL? If he isn't, how long do you think it takes until he gets there? Will he ever get there? And do you think the Buffalo Sabres will make the playoffs this season? Let me know in the comments below.